Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us as we celebrate and give thanks for your support of the One Great Hour of Sharing offering. From Matthew chapter 5, verse 14, we are reminded that you are the light of the world. These words call us to reflect God's love in our actions and to be an illuminating expression of God's love in the world. These words resonate deeply with the work of One Great Hour of Sharing. For over 75 years, your generosity has brightened lives across the globe and next door. Through the empowerment of local partners, your One Great Hour of Sharing gifts have been a sustaining, accompanying presence for communities overwhelmed by the consequences of natural disasters, political violence, and economic crises. Your OGHS gifts enable disaster preparedness, immediate relief, and long-term recovery from natural and human-caused disasters. In response to recent flooding caused by Cyclone Bengal in Sri Lanka, your OGHS gifts have helped the Church of the American Ceylon Mission in northern Sri Lanka provide urgent and immediate food and hygiene support for the storm's victims. Long after a disaster fades from the headlines, your OGHS dollars continue to shine as they enable long-term recovery assistance to communities otherwise forgotten. In Vermont, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Hawaii, and many other states, your OGHS gifts support long-term recovery groups dedicated to accompanying communities in their recovery in the months and years after their emergency has faded from the headlines. Your gifts enable emergency relief, resettlement, and durable solutions for refugees and other forcibly displaced persons. In Hungary, Poland, Moldova, and Ukraine, OGHS funds and continues to support local organizations that provide critical, life-saving, and life-sustaining assistance to individuals and families displaced by the war in Ukraine. Through our ecumenical relationships with the World Council of Churches and ACT Alliance, your OGHS contributions have been a welcome gift, helping to respond to the urgent needs of over 10 million internally displaced persons in Sudan. Through partnerships with organizations like the YWCA of Palestine, One Great Hour of Sharing supports education, economic empowerment, and youth leadership, enabling vital programs such as kindergartens in refugee camps. Here in the United States, your OGHS gifts assist newly arrived persons through ESL programs, citizenship classes, financial literacy classes, job and career training, and tutoring for youth. Your gifts enable sustainable development for the self-empowerment of individuals and communities struggling against hunger, poverty, and systemic injustice. Your One Great Hour of Sharing gifts also support sustainable development initiatives that make local communities more resilient to an ever-changing world. In Sierra Leone, the Sierra Leone Council of Churches empowers women through microcredit programs and leadership training that equip them to transform their communities. In Honduras and Indonesia, your OGHS gifts support women such as Orphalina and Vicha as they learn, develop, and teach climate-smart agricultural practices in their local context. Your support helps create a sustainable and hopeful future for communities worldwide. And while the material support made possible through your OGHS contributions provides vital, life-saving, and life-sustaining services, it is also an important act of solidarity and accompaniment. It is a reminder that we are all connected as one, the body of Christ. Let us continue to reflect God's light and love. Thank you for being part of this mission and for standing with us in making a difference. On behalf of all of our partners, thank you for your unwavering support of One Great Hour of Sharing. Together, we bring God's light and healing to the world.